Global economic alert. Are we heading toward a policy-induced recession? Good evening and welcome to Viral Pandemonium News, where we bring you insightful international news that matters. Today we turn our focus to a growing concern that's gripping the world economy, the risk of a policy-induced global recession. In a world still recovering from the shocks of the pandemic, inflation and supply chain disruptions, the warning bells are sounding again. But this time it's not a virus or a war. It's economic policy itself that may be the trigger. Let's begin with the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD. In its latest Trade and Development report, UNCTAD has raised a red flag that many may have seen coming but few are prepared for. The organization warns that the current path of rapid interest rate hikes and strict fiscal tightening, particularly in advanced economies like the United States and the European Union, could have dangerous ripple effects. The concern that these policies could spark a prolonged phase of economic stagnation or worse, a global recession. But striking in UNCTAD's report is its focus on developing countries, which are often most vulnerable. These nations are already facing limited fiscal space, meaning they don't have the money or room to maneuver in times of crisis. Add to their heavy debt burdens and exposure to inflation, currency fluctuations, and food and energy crisis, you have got a recipe for serious economic instability. UNCTAD says, and I quote, "Excessive monetary tightening could usher in a period of instability and long-term damage, especially for the global south." While the intentions behind interest rate hikes may be to curb inflation, economists argue that doing so too aggressively and too quickly can kill growth, stall job creation, and choke off business investment. So the very policies designed to protect economies might end up doing the opposite. And if monetary tightening wasn't enough, there is another economic move under fire: tariff policies. A group of nearly 90 economists, including some of the world's most respected Nobel laureates, has come together to strongly criticize the current wave of protectionist trade measures, particularly tariffs. These experts describe the policies as economically misguided, warning that they are leading the global economy into what they call a self-inflicted recession. The economists argue that these tariffs raise prices for consumers, reduce purchasing power, and increase inflation, all without delivering any real long-term benefits to national industries. Their recommendation: a return to sound economic principles, global cooperation, and smarter, more sustainable trade policies. Meanwhile, in the financial world, there is growing concern from industry leaders about where all of this could be heading. David Solomon, CEO of Goldman Sachs, has voiced what many on Wall Street are quietly thinking, that these trade wars and uncertain policies are now posing material risk to the US and global economy. Solomon notes a surge in market volatility and declining investor confidence, with the US growth forecast being revised downward. Alarmingly, investor sentiment has reached its lowest point in over 30 years. Analysts are now talking about a dangerous economic condition known as stagflation, when an economy suffers from both stagnation and inflation at the same time. It's rare, it's painful, and it's very hard to fix. So where does this leave us? On one hand, institutions like the IMF remain cautiously optimistic, projecting moderate growth and downplaying the risk of a near-term recession. But on the other hand, UNCTAD, leading economists and financial giants are waving red flags, warning that the very tools we are using to fix the economy may instead be breaking it. The road ahead calls for bold decisions, international collaboration, and compassionate policy that protects both markets and the people in them, especially the vulnerable, the small economies, the middle-class consumers, the workers, and the entrepreneurs trying to stay afloat. That's all for today from Viral Pandemonium News. If you found this report useful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more international updates that matter. We'll continue tracking this story because the economy isn't just numbers, it's people, it's all of us.